So last week we talked about how you can set up 5 bank accounts for your band's business using the Profit First system. As a fan of Profit First myself, and I use these for 11 of my other businesses, I'd like to offer my opinion on the best way that you should use this system to funnel your money into these accounts to ensure you're always making a profit and can cover your band's expenses. Ready? So before we dive into today's funneling, I'd like you to go ahead and click on that subscribe button. It really helps my channel, tells YouTube that I am making content that helps artists, and it helps you with your band business. So if you hit that subscribe button, I'd greatly appreciate it. One quick disclaimer before I start this video. Just a reminder, like last week, I am not a licensed or certified Profit First professional, so I'm only sharing this information because I use it. I think it's a great resource for bands, and I feel encouraged to share it because I think it'll help bands become profitable. So if you want to learn more about this platform, I highly recommend picking up the book. This is what it looks like. Check it out. But again, I can't fully dive into all the details. There's a ton more details to this, so I just really wanted to cover the setting up of the bank accounts and how you can do the funneling and the percentages. The rest I'm going to leave up to you. So if you remember last week, we set up 5 business accounts again, and I want to kind of recap what those are so that we have a little bit of context as to what we're going to go into here today. So if you actually did the homework from last week, you'll remember that we set up a spending account, which was the original checking account, an artist pay account, which is one of the new checking accounts, a taxes account, one of the new checking accounts, a profit and emergency fund, which is your original savings account, and the income fund, which is the last of the new checking accounts. Now, before you do anything else, the biggest thing you want to do is take a look at that income account and funnel all of your other existing platforms, everything that pays you, makes you money. All those things need to be adjusted so that their direct deposits go into the income account. That way, all of your income goes into one place, and you don't have to go around chasing all of these things in different bank accounts. You know that's going to come in here once a month, twice a month, however often these platforms pay out. These platforms might include your Patreon, your Songtrust, your PayPal, your Bandcamp, your Spotify, anything that's paying you on a regular basis, either from your music sales, from streaming, from merch, from subscribers, what have you. Now, Profit First also talks about designating the 10th and the 25th of every month to be your accounting days. And these days are when you would spend the time taking this funneling system I'm about to share with you from the book and use that to disperse the money and distribute the money accordingly into the accounts. I've also found with my own experience that I usually will do the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of every month, which is a little bit different. However, it does still can bring all of the things that you're doing together in 2 days of the month versus doing it like all over willy-nilly. So on those accounting days, you'll take the income account, disperse it into the other accounts using percentages, which I'm about to share some basic ones that you can use to start with, but you can play around with it to make sense for you. And then you distribute the funds, and you'll also pay yourself and pay your bills and keep an eye on things so you know your financial health. So if you pick up the Profit First book, it will have a chart on the percentages that you should use based on the size of your business. Now, I'm going to assume that most bands and musicians are in the 0 to 250,000 a year category for total revenue. So we're going to use the recommended starting blocks there. And actually, I use these percentages myself because I'm in the same bracket. So your spending should get 30%. Your artist pay account should get 50%. Your taxes account should get 15%. And your profit and emergency should get 5%. Now, over time, your artist pay, taxes, and profit accounts will grow, and you'll learn to operate your business on that 30% in the spending account. Pretty cool, right? Now, here's the exciting part. From that artist pay account, once or twice a month, preferably on that 10th or 25th or that 2nd, 4th Wednesday of every month, depending on what you want to do, you can actually cut yourself a paycheck. Wow. Now, opinion on my side, you might be putting in, like, let's say you're putting $100 every month into your artist pay account. But what I would do if I was in your shoes, and what I currently do, is I pay myself less than that so that that account continues to stay with a buffer. It continues to stay afloat. It doesn't actually ever get zeroed out every month. So if putting 100 in every month, I may be paying myself 50 or 75. So just for easy math, that's the idea. Now that 15% that you're saving in the tax account for the year can be used to pay in anything you might owe or take care of any accountant or other tax, state, federal obligations that might come up during tax time. So keep that handy. If you don't need all of it, it's nice to still have it in there in case you need it for an emergency when it comes to taxes. And finally, that profit and emergency fund, which sounds half good, half not so good, right? You know, the profit half's good, but the emergency is like, well, great, cool. Anyway, every quarter you have the option of taking the profit half of that, the 50% that's considered profit, as a bonus, as a quarterly dividend to pay yourself. That can be yours. Or you can leave it in there and let it grow. It's up to you. The other 50% needs to stay in there because it is an emergency fund. Heaven forbid you have a fire. Heaven forbid you get stranded on the side of the road because you're on tour and you're out of gas. Whatever. The emergency fund needs to grow and stay put. If the system is working for you as intended, feel free to adjust percentages, or like I said in the past, set up a 6th account for those special projects like recording time, like studio musicians, like going on tour, buying large gear purchases, new amps, new drums, what have you. But if you don't want to take that from your 30% that you use on a daily expense situation, consider saving for bigger projects in a special funds category. And finally, if you're still looking for a bank that will help you with this, I highly recommend RelayFI.com. Relay Bank is designed to work with the Profit First system, and it's even recommended by the owners of Profit First. So highly recommend you checking them out. So take some time this week to update your app so they all go into the income account. Make sure that you have a reference sheet that tells you how much you need to put into each of those accounts every 2 weeks. And I hope this system is helpful. I know it's helped me, and I'm a big advocate for it, so it's awesome. If you found today's video helpful, I really appreciate a like. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. The discussions down below mean you're engaged and help, again, just like the subscribe button, tell YouTube that this video is helpful. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.